Involved in criminal activity, if you're involved in a gang, get ready, because you will be a West Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputy or detective will be knocking on your door shortly. We're not going to tolerate that behavior in this parish.
Good evening. Strong words from West Baton Rouge law enforcement following multiple arrests in a deadly shooting at a Port Allen High School football game.
3 more teenagers are in custody tonight in the death of 15-year-old Jacoby Queen. Investigators tell us this shooting stemmed from an argument, possibly over a social media post. Queen, a Bruley High School student, was at the game when he was confronted by 18-year-olds Jatarin Jackson and Jalen Smith, as well as 2 other minors. That's according to deputies. Investigators say Jackson shot Queen multiple times near the ticket booth as he was heading to the concession stand during halftime.
It's been a long weekend. This child should have never died. The kid was going to get a cold drink at a concession stand, and a thug decided to end his life.
Jatarin Jackson's facing several charges, including second-degree murder and possession of a modified pistol. And tonight, law enforcement taking a hard stance against teen violence.
Yeah, District Attorney Tony Clayton says parents could be held accountable if their children are committing violent crimes. News 2's Nick Perlin here to explain how the DA could go after certain parents.
Well, Michael, Sylvia, Clayton says what happened Friday was unacceptable, and he wants to put parents on notice and make sure they are monitoring their children, or they could face consequences. 3 more people now facing charges in the killing of 15-year-old Jacoby Queen's murder at a high school football game Friday. 2 of them minors. The other, 18-year-old Jalen Smith. This just a day after another 18-year-old Jatarin Jackson was arrested, accused of firing the shot that killed Queen. That's why District Attorney Tony Clayton said at a press conference Tuesday he is not interested in just arresting the person who pulled the trigger.
If you want to team up with 5 of your buddies and go fight somebody, and somebody pulls a gun out, all of you will be prosecuted.
2 of the 3 people arrested Tuesday were charged with manslaughter. Clayton did something similar in 2021 when beloved baseball coach Trey Allen was shot in front of the Racks bar. Ronald Campbell was convicted of killing Allen, but 6 other people also faced manslaughter charges in the shooting. But it's not just kids. He thinks bad parents who aren't doing anything to stop their kids from being in gangs should face consequences too.
To the parents of these children who so-called want to be gang members, we are monitoring everything, and you should monitor your own children. If he or she leaves the home dressed in an inappropriate way with guns on them, then you should be held accountable, because parents ought to be able to watch that.
It's an interesting perspective on holding people accountable for their juveniles' actions.
Prem Burns, a retired district attorney with Hiller Moore's office, says Clayton may be able to go after these parents legally, but only in some cases, because Burns says some single-family households might not be home enough to know what their child is doing.
That, to me, is an innocent person. It really is. I think, if you have parents who are sitting in the house smoking crack or doing something like that or doing drugs, and they're just letting the kids come in and out or not show up for days at a time, not go to school, it's a different scenario.
Clayton even mentioned possibly pursuing racketeering charges for those people who help with these violent crimes.
When they go low, we go in RICO. So we plan on putting together an organized effort with them with their organized criminal behavior.
But Burns says a RICO case for street crimes might be hard to prove.
RICOs are not very common to be used just in ordinary street crime settings.
But Clayton says something has to be done, and something will be done.
So this message is not for the good people out there, but those folks out there that want to be in this so-called gang world, we got something for you.
Burns did say going after parents whose children committed crimes has been done in other states before, most recently when the parents of Ethan Crumbly in Michigan were charged with involuntary manslaughter after Ethan killed 4 people in a school shooting. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, Nick Perlin, WBRZ News 2.
Nick, thank you. A man arrested early